to Forza Friday. I know this is a day late, but I was on the road most of yesterday, and when I got home, I just was not cognitive enough to focus. I had a headache, and it was going to be even worse than this. As you can tell, I am playing NASCAR, and you can hear me. I do have a Afterglow Level 3 headset for my PS4, but apparently that does not work with the Xbox. So I bought a Afterglow Level 3 headset for the the Xbox One. The only difference I can see between the two is this one has a green stripe and the PS4 has a blue stripe. But apparently that stripe means it won't work in each of them, so I had to buy another one. And if you're going Afterglow, this is the lowest model I recommend buying. Like, they also have I don't know if they have a level 2, but I know they have a level 1. It's only got the one earpiece. You can't send the game audio through it, so it's coming out of the TV, where at night it comes in handy to have it go through the headset, even if you're not using the mic portion. So I definitely recommend level 3 or higher, but also when you get higher, those are the ones where, like, you're playing a shooter game and they allow you to hear footsteps, which I think is a little too much into it. And they require, because of that feature, they require you actually have batteries for those. So, like, it's not bad enough you gotta have batteries for the Xbox controller, you gotta have batteries for those headsets. Now, as you see, we're doing the NASCAR career instead of the multiplayer, like I said we would be this week. But, like, I love NASCAR, so I jumped on the chance to get the expansion. And I've heard a lot of praise about this expansion, but I do have one major issue with it, and that issue is when you do the Homestead race, it says you are driving the Napa number 24 driven by series champion Chase Elliott. Yes, it's the Napa 24, and yes, it's driven by Chase Elliott, but he is a Sprint Cup Series rookie. He was a nationwide champion, which is now the Xfinity Series, but he is not a Sprint Cup Series, which, if you're unfamiliar with NASCAR, is what the game is implying that he is. And just as a forewarning, this is not my best race. Like, I love Road America, but the Sprint Cup car kind of reminds me of the GT3 cars in Need for Speed Shift 2. Like, down this straightaway, the car has a tendency to get light in the rear, and it makes it even harder to brake. And then coming off from this turn, it's an extremely short runway, but I seem to almost always overcompensate and try to throttle up this hill, and I end up going off into that gravel over there. So I either brake too early or brake too late. use this pit stop as an opportunity to test stuff. I will not be, when we do NASCAR videos, I will not be doing the driver name, whether it be multiplayer or in the career. I'm not gonna bother trying to figure out some of these people's names. Like mine, even mine, people have trouble with it, and it's not that complicated. It's got a backstory to it, but it's not that complicated. But there's some people that have some insane usernames, and since I'm a huge fan of NASCAR, I will be referring to them by the driver name. And one thing I've found that I don't like about doing the audio voiceover with this is it will only allow me one audio voiceover per clip. Like PS4, yeah, I can't just post audio clip after audio clip, but I can do more than one per clip. But I think next video, which will be another from the career, like I noticed that the race after this is Daytona Tri-Oval, so I do plan to set it to the most difficult setting, do the 18th place handicap mod like I did in this, and do the video, see how high up I can get with the drafting. Because I do like the drafting on here, like it's way better than NASCAR games, and like I don't have any other NASCAR videos because I don't have a capture card yet, and the other NASCAR games were PS3. There's rumors that I've heard that the new official licensed video game maker for NASCAR games is rumored to have a game coming out later this year. Nothing set has been made that I know of. Like, I love NASCAR, and I absolutely hated last time. Oh, well, I'm thinking about it. I know I tapped that guy, but there's absolutely no reason for him to run me off into the grass like that, costing me all those positions. Like, he clearly could continue going, but he just ran me off the track. But like, I hope they don't make the same mistake as the other NASCAR people, because like NASCAR 11 was good, but it seems like every year, well, every game that came out after it just got worse and worse. It got to the point where NASCAR 15 is technically a paid bug fix for NASCAR 14. Now, the new company had their name slapped on that game, but they claim their name is just there in principle, not as any part of the game. Their game was already fixed before they got there. They didn't touch their hands on it just because they're now holding the responsibility. Their name had to go on it. I'm kind of hoping they wait and do like the other company did and release early February, so that way you can get those extra few months, make sure everything's working right. Like, I'd rather have a good game than a rush game. Like, I'm looking forward to No Man's Sky. It's supposed to be out this coming Tuesday. It's been pushed back by over a month. And, like, I've been waiting for this game since probably around this time last year. But I'd rather have a good game than a rush game. Like, that's half my issue with Call of Duty, is it seems rushed. As you can see here, it tends to get clustered up, and I do stuff like that sometimes. But like, I understand race clean, but these are AIs. I'm not gonna mess around with them, and from what I can see, the ones online do a lot worse than me. Like, I may tend to use someone's back bumper as a slight brake, but I'm not going to intentionally run them off or pour it flat into the side of them. That I'm not going to do. But this is NASCAR, and Robin is racing. I have absolutely no problem scruffing up their side to get by if I need to. And, like, as I was saying, the car felt light in this, so it made it more difficult to brake. So, like, I think my fastest time. You'll see my fastest time, but it's definitely off the mark. Like, there's no way I was gonna win this one. I was off by a good second or two from the leader. Now this here is the very last lap of my very next attempt. As you can see, I'm about where I was for a good chunk of that last race. But on this one, the car felt a little more subtle. I don't know if I got used to driving the car around this track or what, but it felt a lot more planted to the track, and I was able to make better passes where I didn't have to rough them up as much to get by. And it definitely shows. Like that last one was 221 or somewhere around this one. This one is 217. And it's just amazing how fast this thing got it down. Yeah, I had to rewind there apparently. I don't recall rewinding, but oh yeah. I think I hit the brake. Like I started going sideways a little too much where it was starting to drift. Which is, like I was saying, like the car likes to get light. And for some reason it seems like the braking's happening more in the front, so like I'm getting light, and then I got the nose diving down even more than I think it should be, so it's getting the rear even lighter, and it's wanting to swing around on that turn. That's why I try to keep it out of first gear, because whether it's this, or I think you could probably find the slowest car in the game, you put it in a gear 1 around a turn, it wants to start going a little bit sideways. But I'm gonna let you guys finish off this lap. I hope you guys like this video, and I hope you guys are looking forward to the drafting of Daytona next week. One thing I do hope they do is keep expanding on this. Like, I know it's probably gonna be a one and done thing, but to have a NASCAR expansion and not have Talladega, it's kind of like, what in the world is going on? Like, I know Homestead championship race, albeit, but you play any of the NASCAR games and you go into multiplayer called random track, chances are you are going to be put at Talladega. It's just an amazing drafting track. It's even better drafting than Daytona in my opinion. So I'll see you guys next time.